Hello folks, so I've just come back from passing my instrument rating theory exam here in Australia, and after a quick celebration I decided to come back here and shoot this video to give you a few tips on how I passed the exam, because if I can do it, anyone can. So here are my top tips on how you can pass your aviation theory exam, starting with it can be very tempting, especially with a subject you feel quite confident in, to go ahead and book your exam date in so it's done, so it's there. But don't do it, because it only puts unnecessary pressure on yourself if you get close to that date and you're not quite at the level you want to be. So what I do is start taking practice exams, and once I get above a certain level, only at that point do I allow myself to set my exam date. It's better to get to the point where you're ready to take the exam and then have a short gap than it is to get to the point of the exam and not feel prepared. So don't book it in too early. There's going to be a lot of people out there who are writing material for your theory exam, but my advice is pick one and stick to it. Now, the reason why it's important to stick to one throughout your exams is because learning how things are written and the way that things are written actually really helps you understand that information and retain that information, which is important for the exam, of course, but as pilots, it's really important after the exam too. You don't just want to put all the information in your head and then forget it the next day, because hopefully you're going to use this in real life. So using one set of study materials and having things explained to you in the same consistent way will really help you retain that information for the exam and afterwards. Now, when I say do all the practice exams, I don't mean just do all the exams in your book, the one that you bought. No. Go to the shops, buy all the practice exams, the ones in your book, buy another book, buy packs of exams that you can buy on the internet or that you can download from the internet or that you can buy in your pilot shop. Go to your official authority website like CASA, the FAA, and see if they have practice exam questions that you can try. The reason why it's important to do as many practice exam questions as you can is twofold. I try and do some practice exams right at the start of learning about a new subject, because it helps me identify those areas of weakness right at the beginning, and I can focus on them up front. Secondly, doing more practice exams throughout your study will help you understand how the same question can be asked to you in different ways. There's no point rote learning all the information in your study guide. You have to be able to decode the information and come up with the right answer, just like you would in real life. So do as many practice exams as you can, learn how people ask you the same thing in different ways, and you'll be able to get to the answer a lot more quickly. So for a lot of your exams, you're going to be allowed to take in supporting material, things like your URSA, AIP here in Australia, departure and approach plates, maps, so many maps. What you don't want to do is get to the exam, know that the information should be there in one of the books in front of you, but you just don't know where to find it. So you spend ages searching, can't find it, and you end up just wasting time. You want to know where the information is in your books before you go to the exam. And this is another reason why those practice exams we just spoke about are really important, because you can also practice where to find the information in the books in front of you. Now, one other thing that's really important, here in Australia at least, we're allowed to mark our books, as in we can put little labels to tell us where things are, and we can highlight facts, we can underline certain things. If you're allowed to do the same with the examination board that you're taking your test with, take advantage of this. Anything that helps you find that information quickly, get to the right answer, and move on to the next will build your confidence during the test and get you a better result. Where relevant, if you can actually do some practical flying before your exam and experience some of the topics that you're learning about in theory, it can really help you visualize them for the test itself. As an example, when I sat the instrument rating exam recently, I had an opportunity to go up with an instructor and fly in actual IMC conditions a month before my test. So depending on the exam that you're taking and whether you have a qualified instructor available, I'd really recommend you to practice the theory or put the theory into practice, but either way, go out and do some flying that's relevant to the exam that you're taking. It's really going to help you visualize it during the exam. Now, this is really important, so please read the question. The whole question. not just little bits of it. Don't just try and find the words that you are hoping that are going to be in there, because they won't be. And don't read a little bit and think, I know, I totally know what this question's about. I saw this in my study book. The answer's going to be down here somewhere. No, you'll be wrong. What I recommend is read the whole question, get to the end, and don't look at the answers, and think to yourself, what do I think the answer should be? And then go to the answers and try and find it in there. If it's in there, it's likely that you've already got the right answer. And then you can go back and read over the question again and just make sure. Now, if you're getting really stuck on certain topics, like I was really struggling with NDB intercepts in my instrument theory, for example, then the best thing to do is not to kill yourself over it. Go and speak to a professional. Speak to the person you fly with, first of all. That's always a good starting point. If that doesn't work, there's a lot of aviation theory training specialists out there. Speak to a professional and get that bug in your head out of there quickly, because if you dwell on something, it's just going to dilute your focus elsewhere. Now, just one final thought. I'm just a private pilot who's worked his way through his aviation theory exams by following the tips in this video, studying hard, and asking questions when I was getting stuck on something. And if I can do it, you can do it. Anyone can do it. So I hope these tips have been helpful for you. If they have, please feel free to click the like button down there. It really helps me to know that you're enjoying this content. And if you haven't already and you'd like flying videos, maybe less of me talking and more actual flying, then feel free to subscribe to the channel as well, because there'll be more content coming out very soon. So good luck with your exams. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.